Hello there guys, Thomas here, and this time we're reviewing the newest Blade Runner movie, Blade Runner 2049. And yeah, this was pretty interesting movie. Before we go in this movie, let's talk about the previous one, quick thoughts on that one. And I don't remember much about the original one, but it was pretty entertaining. It was very entertaining movie. I definitely enjoyed that one, and yeah, I should watch the original Blade Runner again as soon as I can. Maybe when this one will be released on Blu-ray, then that will be my deadline then. But yeah, I remembered I really enjoyed that movie. It was a really interesting and philosophical movie. Like this one was too. But maybe the differences between this one and the original one was, maybe it was more like an action-packed movie, and this one was more like focusing more on the philosophy. But yeah, those were my thoughts on the previous one. I really enjoyed it. I definitely recommend to see it. Even though it's a very old movie, it still holds up these days. If you understand what I mean. Okay, let's go now to the newest one, to the 2049. Why do I always forget that? Anyway, I also enjoyed this one very much. Maybe this is one of those movie series where I have to say that the original and the sequel are equal for me. I really enjoyed this movie, even though this was pretty long. It was something about, well, what was the time running? Maybe something like 2 hours and 3/4 hour long movie. Or let's just say 45 minutes. Yeah, 2 hours 45 minutes. That was about the length of this movie. And yeah, I really enjoyed this one. I really enjoyed it. That it had so much going on, and you have to focus it carefully. Something like you have to focus on the many philosophical movies, so you can get the idea of that. And yeah, it was really exciting. It was really interesting to see. There was much just negative things about it. Let's maybe talk a quick negative things what I didn't like this movie, or something like it could have been done better. Maybe I have to say I was kind of disappointed that Harrison Ford's time running was not as long as we believed it could have been. And I'm not giving any spoilers here, but I can say that I could have wished Harrison Ford could have had a little longer time on the screen. And then the second is maybe in editing, but then again you think about those things, it's hard to say. It's actually really hard to say, because some of the scenes felt maybe a little too long, but then again it has something like an explanation. Maybe this is more like a nitpick than the bad side of the movies. And yeah, those were maybe two major problems. Maybe there were a lot of something like a nitpicking here, something like maybe too much, you know, the nudity on it, but it doesn't bother me that much. Or maybe something like they're trying to get a more adult audience, because if I don't remember quite wrong. There was also nudity on the original one, but it was maybe something like shorter or a lot less. Maybe not a lot less, but less nudity in the original one than this one. Yeah. Yeah, those were my downfalls of the movies, but let's talk about the good stuff, because there are a lot of the good stuff, and I have to say this is the best looking movie I have seen this year. This was unbelievable. This looked just unbelievable. I mean, visually it looks just amazing. I really enjoyed it. Those visuals. It was something like a futuristic city made just like feel like it's a futuristic, and oh boy, this was something like I was just really beautiful movie, really beautiful looking movie. It was just a visually just really beautiful. Yeah, that was, what could I say, the visually nice movie. And the story was also very entertaining. The story was a great too. Definitely easy to follow, and philosophical things you have to think about a little bit, and you have to think about those philosophical things later, and rewatch these movies, and the original movie too. You have to watch that one too. So yeah, the philosophy is difficult to understand, but when you understand that, it will something like how can I say, blow your mind or something like that. But yeah, I really enjoy the philosophy in this movie and the original original Blade Runner. I don't know what came onto me right now. Then the acting was also so great and very entertaining. I liked those performances. Ryan Gosling, Harrison Ford, even though he had a smaller role than I expected, still he has a really entertaining performance. And then we have Jared Leto. I don't remember. I'm sorry, I don't remember quite the name. If there are this guy's fans, huge fans, then you can come and get me after saying the name wrong. But yeah, acting was really entertaining. I definitely loved these performances, and characters were also very likable. These characters were very likable and interesting. And yeah, some of these were something like an artificial intelligence and, you know, replicas. Yeah, but still, really entertaining movie. The characters I meant, not. I'm telling the final credits of the movie soon. And yeah, something like the philosophy is maybe the main point of this movie, and it's really entertaining. Even though this one didn't have as much action as the original one had, I still really enjoyed it. I still really enjoyed the action sequences what I had, especially the final showdown. It was really nice looking. And yeah, the philosophy of this movie, it's just something like you have to understand it fully. Maybe the first viewing doesn't open the philosophy totally. The second view may open more. And yeah, this is one of those movies with, when you rewatch it, you understand. The many times you rewatch it, more you can understand the movie. Something like the original Blade Runner and Ghost in a Shell, which, and I'm talking about, I'm not talking about the live action version of the Ghost in a Shell. I'm talking about the original anime movie, which is actually among my favorite movies of all time, and it's my favorite movies about philosophy, and etc. etc. But yeah, back to the 2049. The philosophy is really interesting when you understand it. Maybe I didn't understand entirely, but maybe a couple of rewatch, then I'll start to realize the philosophy a lot better. And what else can I say about the music? Music is creating of this feeling. It's just wow! This music score, the score of this movie. I mean, it was something like, by God, how many music makers there was? I don't remember, but I remember that one of them. There was maybe something like 3, yeah. But one of them was Hans Zimmer, my favorite music composer of all time. I really enjoy the Hans Zimmer's orchestras. Whatever the movie is, Hans Zimmer is always making the movie. Hans Zimmer's music is always making the movie. And what else can I say about this movie? As a Finnish people, I have to mention this one, because there was one of the characters in this movie was Finnish, I guess, or she had Finnish address, so I guess she was the Finnish, and she actually talked Finnish in that movie, so that was a really nice reference on this one. She had a really small role, maybe something about a minute long sequence was it something like in the first third of the movie about, and then in the last third, non-speak appearances she had at the last third. And yeah, she had the first appearances she had a couple of replics, or a couple of lines, if you want to be specific. A couple of lines versus 2 lines in Finnish. I really have to respect that Hollywood movies are taking the Finnish people in their movies, Finnish actors and actresses to their movies. I really enjoy that, because it's something like when you're getting excited this Finland's references in movies, is you're just getting excited, something like. And I must admit, it was maybe different than I expected, kinda disappointed, but still, I'm glad that I saw our Finnish actress. Her name is Krista Kosonen. If you want to search some details, maybe I can put the name somewhere down there, where I can say that's her name. Sorry, I can't talk about it. I was so excited to talk about the Blade Runner, and then I have to go to the Finnish reference of this movie. But for the Finnish people, that's maybe something like what you want to mention. Yeah, I got nothing else to say about this movie. It's just something like, yeah, let's go to the final thoughts on this movie, and it's one of my favorite movies at this year's. Maybe not quite the best one of the year, but I'm definitely saying it's at least in the top 3. Maybe I'm putting it on the second one. Dunkirk is still the #1 movie of the year. Yeah, but it was still freaking amazing movie. It was something like one of the greatest sequels I have ever seen. Definitely going to the same level with the Blade Runner, at least. Yeah, I freaking enjoy this one. Go and see it. And if you like something like really interesting things about the philosophical things, and you know, something like you want to think about those things, this is definitely one of those movies I definitely recommend to see. And like I said, maybe the Blade Runner as a series is not going the same level with the Ghost in the Shell movie, with the original movie, but still it's better than the Matrix. Which about the Matrix, yeah, maybe I'm saying it's just good movie. I don't like it as much everyone else does. I just thought it's just a good movie, not a masterpiece for me. But Blade Runner and the sequel of the Blade Runner are definitely amazing movies, and the greatest one for me is the Ghost in a Shell. Even though it was inspired by, you know, Blade Runner, but still I think it may be a little bit better because it's actually short and you can actually easily capture it or something like that. Well, okay, this is getting mad, but go and see Blade Runner 2049 if you are a fan of the original one and you're interested in something like the movies which let you think about things and everything. So yeah, that was my review of the Blade Runner, and probably the next movie will be my last movie of the year. It's only a matter of time. So I guess I can finish right now, so I got nothing else to say, then see you later.